you. Good to be here.
Yay! I'm Elizabeth Allison. I'm the founder and chair of the graduate program in Ecology, Spirituality, and Religion here at the California Institute of Integral Studies. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the conference today. We're delighted you chose to spend your Friday with us. I do want to let you know at the beginning that we have a filmmaker here who's working on a film on Dr. Susie Moser, and he's going to be filming her only. So we don't intend for other people to be on film, but I just wanted to let you know that he was here. And if you really want to make sure that you're not on film, I guess you want to sit on that side. And we're delighted that this filming can happen today. The goal of today's summit is to build a network of people interested in the field of religion and ecology here in the Bay Area, and to open dialogues that cross boundaries between various disciplines and different faith traditions. That cross boundaries between academia, policy, and activism. We know that siloed thinking is no longer sufficient for addressing environmental degradation, and we need integral, integrated, and holistic approaches. And while we know that critique is necessary to understand the systemic problems we're facing, now is the time to creatively construct alternatives. As social justice organizer Kelly Hayes wrote on her blog on Wednesday in response to critiques of the women's strike, she wrote, "Ask yourself, what are you building? What are you healing? The vast majority of the time, if you can't answer these questions, you're misdirecting your energies." And I think that is such an appropriate statement. Our speakers today, thought leaders and practitioners in the field of religion and ecology, are building and healing across multiple domains. I'm grateful to the many experts who have given their time today to share their expertise. You will hear cutting-edge ideas from current graduate students here at CIS and also from UC Berkeley, from practitioners of policy and community engagement, and from world-renowned scholars. And you will hear from one of our very newest PhDs in the field of religion and ecology, Dr. Elizabeth McAnally, who successfully defended her dissertation on integral water ethics last week. Our panels today offer a variety of perspectives on what Thomas Berry called the great work, the vitally important work of transforming the human species into a mutually enhancing presence on the earth. After each panel, we'll have time for discussion with the audience. Please try to keep your questions succinct and direct them to specific panelists so that as many people as possible may participate in the conversation. As we address issues of justice, equity, and marginalization, it's possible the conversations may become challenging. I request that you maintain an open mind and an open heart to hear the hard truths that may need to emerge. Never before has this work across disciplines and faith traditions felt more urgent or timely. A key environmental justice leader, Mustafa Ali, resigned from the Environmental Protection Agency yesterday in protest of the reduction of funding for the EPA and the proposed closure of the Environmental Justice Office there. Our environmental protections are being threatened with the potential to consign millions of people to poisoning from dirty air and water, and to imperil the existence of millions of species if climate change is not addressed. In this context, we must strengthen our resolve to be in service of what the Buddhist teacher Joanna Macy calls the Great Turning, the global recognition that fate of each one of us is tied up with the fate of all of us, and that all the other beings on the planet are our beloved vital kin whose survival is part and parcel of our own. Your presence here today is a powerful act of resistance against a regime that would divide and poison us. Instead, we come together in unity and solidarity, recognizing our shared commitment to the future of a habitable, flourishing planet. Throughout the day, I encourage you to meet and engage with your colleagues gathered here so that we may build coalitions, strengthening civil society to support peaceful resistance. Over time, peaceful resistances are successful more frequently than violent resistance, political scientist Erica Chenoweth has found. She's a professor at the University of Denver who studied 323 violent and nonviolent campaigns to assess which were more successful in bringing about regime change. She wrote about this in her book, Why Civil Resistance Works. She discovered that nonviolent campaigns were about twice as effective as armed campaigns over the past century. What is essential for overcoming authoritarianism, she says, is civil society. Ordinary people coming together around shared concerns and peacefully resisting an authoritarian regime. She said in an interview in The Nation in February, people in this country must protect and expand every bit of space they have to convene, talk, and build unity, solidarity, and capacity for the long haul. As sociologists like Robert Bella and Veda Skopal have argued, simple but profound activities of conversing over meals, convening study groups, engaging in interfaith dialogue, and building coalitions across difference can reweave the fabric of civil society. Today is one step in strengthening civil society through study, conversation, and shared meals. May such community building fortify all of our efforts in the months and years to come. This conference would not have been possible without a grant from an anonymous donor, for which we are very grateful, and the tireless work of my team of Kim Carfor and Elizabeth Malikanali. So let's thank them. We also have a number of student assistants, all of whom are graduate students in the Philosophy, Cosmology, and Consciousness and Ecology, Spirituality, and Religion programs, and I just want to make sure I say all their names. They are Brandon Warren, Elizabeth Jennings, Sammy Chapa, Chantel Yazbek, and Kia Jones. So thank you to all of you for helping us. And as I wrap up my comments here, I'm compelled to end on a personal note, because the fates of bodies, humans and non, is deeply personal. My daughter turned 5 yesterday. I want her to grow up in a world where people are not divided by race, religion, ethnicity, nationality, ability, gender, or any other arbitrary difference. I want her to grow up with access to the wild places and animals she already treasures. I want her to have clean air to breathe and safe water to drink, as we all do for our children, past, present, and yet to come. These dreams are not grand. They're the basic wishes of a loving parent. Let today be a small step in establishing the flourishing Earth community for all of our relations, our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and so on for 7 generations, as the Native and Indigenous people say. Thank you for being here.